Under the fading orange light of dusk, an SBU FPV drone glides low over the muddy terrain and damaged trenches. The primary target, a dark vehicle or enemy position hidden among the mounds of earth. The drone's camera vibrates slightly as it approaches at high speed, and the white crosshair locks on the exact center. Suddenly, a powerful explosion sends earth and debris into the air, destroying the position in a single strike within seconds. With no chance of escape, the SBU scores its first kill with cool, clinical precision, proof that even in the dim light, Ukrainian technology still sees the enemy. At the same time, the drone enters the direction of the devastated forest area, strewn with wooden debris and rubble. A Russian soldier is clearly visible running between broken tree trunks, the drone pursuing nimbly, navigating natural obstacles while maintaining a lock-on. The soldier panics and tries to take cover behind debris, but the crosshair never leaves. Seconds later, the drone strikes the target, an explosion sending dust and wood chips flying, another life lost amidst the dead wreckage. The SBU's tactic here is clear. Use the drone to clear a wooded area difficult for regular infantry to reach. In an area of open terrain filled with dry grass and thin smoke, a Russian soldier crouches behind a mound of dirt, trying to avoid view. The SBU drone approaches from a low altitude, skirting downed power lines and poles. Smoke begins to billow around the target as the drone draws near, the crosshair remaining stable despite the strong wind. Within seconds, a second explosion occurs in the middle of the meadow. The soldier vanishes in a blaze of fire and dust. This attack demonstrates the drone's ability to operate in open, unprotected spaces, where the enemy has nowhere to hide. In the open landscape area, now the area is completely devastated. Dead trees stand like giant skeletons. The ground is riddled with bullet holes and concrete debris. A lone Russian soldier walks amidst the devastation. An FPV drone appears like a ghost from the fog, its crosshair immediately locking onto the target's chest. The soldier turns around, but it's too late. The attack hits with devastating force. The drone's HUD displays flawless real-time data, and it's a classic example of a sniper drone. One shot, one casualty, with no risk to the SBU operator, safely behind the scenes. On a muddy road surrounded by power lines and ruined buildings, a Russian soldier walks openly. In the sky, several small objects, likely support drones or passing birds, are visible. The main SBU drone descends low, following the target's movements from behind, its crosshair shifting with its movements. Suddenly, an explosion erupts in the middle of the road, and the soldier falls to the ground mercilessly. This attack emphasized the tactic of highway interdiction, cutting off enemy logistics and movement with surgical precision. The most dramatic scene, a Russian soldier sprinting furiously across a muddy hillside in scrubland. The drone chases from behind like a predator, the target's arms flailing frantically, but the drone's speed is far superior. The crosshair remains on his back, the final seconds showing the soldier trying to jump into a trench, but too late. The impact occurs right where he was hiding, and the explosion sends a large chunk of dirt flying into the air. It's a perfect chase-kill moment, proving that even running is useless against Ukrainian FPVs. This video isn't just a victory tape. It's a declaration of technological war. The SBU has taken over the skies with its cheap, accurate, and unforgiving FPV drones. For the Russian troops still determined to advance, every step is an invitation to the same end, being struck from the air with no way to retaliate. This operation proves one thing: On the modern Ukrainian battlefield, SBU technology is the invisible Grim Reaper. On Monday, President Volodymyr Zelensky said that Russian forces are currently concentrating their main military efforts near Oleksandrivsk and Pokrovsk in eastern Ukraine's Donetsk region. In an afternoon update, Zelensky said he received reports from the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, AFU, Oleksandr Syrsky, and the Chief of the General Staff, Andriy Natov, who briefed him on the battlefield situation and long-range strike operations. First, we discussed the outlook on the Oleksandrivsk and Pokrovsk axes. That is where the Russian army's greatest efforts are currently concentrated, and accordingly, where our countermeasures are focused. According to Ukraine's General Staff on Monday evening, fighting remains particularly intense near Pokrovsk. Russian forces carried out 25 attacks in the Pokrovsk sector, attempting to advance near the settlements of Belitska, Rodinska, Mirnohrad, Pokrovsk, Kotlin, Udachne, Novomykolaivka, and Hershini. At the time of reporting, 2 assault actions were still underway. In the Oleksandrivsk sector, Russian forces carried out 11 attacks near Ivanivka, Mern, Kalinivska, Privilya, Verbove, Zlahoda, Oleksandrograd, and toward Lizna, Ukrainian military officials said. Meanwhile, Zelensky also said Ukraine's long-range capabilities are reducing Russian income, particularly from oil, adding that the impact of operations such as those in the Black Sea is being felt in both northeastern and southeastern sectors where such strikes are active. Zelensky's remarks followed a major drone strike overnight that crippled one of Russia's key Black Sea oil terminals, as well as a week-long campaign targeting Russia's Baltic ports, which is estimated to have cost Moscow nearly $1 billion in oil revenue in just 1 week. The president said he approved further steps together with the military command, adding that battlefield strength and long-range capabilities should reinforce Ukraine's diplomatic position and cooperation with international partners. Ukraine is defending itself and demonstrating its ability to strengthen the security of others, Zelensky said. The Pokrovsk direction has remained one of the most contested sectors of the Eastern Front in recent months. Repeated Russian attempts to advance toward the Donetsk area amid sustained Ukrainian resistance. Moscow has named capturing the Donbass, encompassing Ukraine's Donetsk and Luhansk regions, its official war goal. Zelensky recently said Washington has linked Kyiv's withdrawal from areas Moscow failed to seize over 12 years of fighting to U.S. security guarantees. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio disputed Zelensky's remarks, saying he misinterpreted the terms. Zelensky also said that Moscow has issued a 2-month ultimatum to Kyiv to withdraw from Donbass or face harsher peace terms, which he firmly rejected. They will never be able to take anything in